Mataji. Good evening. My name is Nicholas, for those who aren't sure about that. And I can see that tonight we've had a very sweet message from our sister Valerie, wishing us all a good evening. So I'll say good evening to you, Valerie, and to all my brothers and sisters who are here tonight. And it's cold here in England, southeast England, but I don't know where you are. I hope you're warmer than we are. So the theme this evening, which is nothing new, is Nirvikalpa. And there are quite a few different definitions of Nirvikalpa. And one of them is that there are no limitations in time and space and consciousness, or there are no thought forms, but there are many definitions of Nirvikalpa, what Mataji called thoughtless awareness, which is very easy to say, but not so easy to accomplish, I'm afraid. And that's as usual what we're going to do in these evenings. I think it's a very useful opportunity to have a few moments where we can just try and shut off this chattering mind of ours. So nothing wonderfully new this evening. We're just going to settle down, calm ourselves at the end of this day, which might have been very busy for some, very relaxed for others. Get ourselves as centered as possible and just calm ourselves down, calm the breathing down, calm our body down, calm our mind down. You all know the different mantras and deities, and if you need to work on certain chakras, obviously you can do that in this first little few minutes of meditation before you look at the video. But that's what we really need to have a theme, and that theme is Nirvikalpa. And the trick about Nirvikalpa is as soon as we stop thinking, some part of our mind goes, oh, I've stopped thinking. And then you break that spell, and then we have to start again. So that it's very strong, this identification that our mind gives us. Because our mind, this chattering voice, is not us. Because as you all know, we aim and struggle and try to be the spirit, our true self. So let's try that again this evening. Just by being and doing as little as possible. So we'll raise our kundalinis together in a minute when we get centered. So let's all just close our eyes, or however you feel comfortable. We sit with our spine straight and our feet flat on the floor, and let's just use these few minutes just to relax from the top of our head all the way through the neck, to the shoulders, the torso, our legs, down to our feet. Relax and let the energies, the subtle energies, or the physical energies, all the energies that flow through us, just to flow. And the worries of the day, or concerns of the day, or plans for tomorrow, or remembrances of the day or yesterday, let them go. We're going to do that over and over and over again till you're sick of hearing it. But then that's what we have to do, is persist and persevere, because these thoughts don't slow down and don't go away by themselves. Our will has to be supreme here. And then the Kundalini, if it arises, certainly helps bring down the Ida Migala nadis and slow the thoughts right down. But it does, I think, require quite a certain amount of will to do this, because we're very used to our mind chattering away since we were able to start thinking whatever age that was, 4 or 5 or 6, I don't know. So let's just settle down, close our eyes, and get into a little meditative state. I will also just play a little bit of relaxing music again. Maybe it'll help. As we sit quietly and our mind starts saying, ooh, we've been doing nothing, we're being quiet, I've got to tell you this, I've got to tell you that, remember this, remember to do this, not to do this, what did so-and-so say, or this problem, or that. So our mind takes advantage of our tranquility at this moment, and we just got to let it. Just let them, but the trick is to let these thoughts and whatever else distractions we get come and go. Like sitting on the side of a river, we watch the stream of these thoughts trying to sound important, terribly urgent, and maybe our body starts getting restless or whatever. We just have to be calm, be still, which you've done many times. And if we can't just stop the thoughts straight away, the most important thing is not to react to thoughts, not to follow them, not to give them any power over us. But we have the power over them, not to react to them. And there basically, usually, isn't anything that comes to our mind which can't wait for half an hour, or whatever it is. Just a little bit of time. So now let's all together raise our Kundalini and put ourselves in Bandha. Just a few more minutes, try again to be centered, our attention Sahasrara, and our mind as blank as we can make it. We do all this, talk to ourselves, telling our mind to be still. We need to do it all with love. Because to love ourselves, not in a narcissistic way, not an egocentric way, but just to love ourselves as the spirit. And then we can direct the love wherever we want. So we'll play Srimataji's talk now, which is about Nirvikalpa, an extract. I'll just bring it up. One sec, I'll just go to the beginning.
The lotus of your Sahasrara is open now. It must open more and more and more, and should not suddenly collapse, again open, again collapse. It's a very complicated phenomena. You can see in the West, and you can be very much surprised sometimes. To me, it's sometimes very shocking to see. Suddenly someone will come, oh, I'm very nervous about this thing, I'm very nervous about that. Another person will come and tell me, I want to leave Sahaja Yoga now. Another one come and tells me, oh, it's too much, I cannot go any further with it. So we must realize that there is something very peculiar within us, something absurd within us. That's why it happens. We go forward, backwards all the time. What is this pendulum? That cannot be Sahasrara. Sahasrara is not a pendulum. It is a lotus. So the pendulum is the chitta, is the attention. The attention that moves from left to right, right to left, goes on like that all the time. But the area of Sahasrara is the realm of God. When the Brahmarandra opens fully, then the heavens open within yourself. The Kundalini, which has risen up and given you realization, creates that subtle opening by which the divine starts pouring all its subtleties inside your brain. But if you are pressing it from both the sides with these balloons, sometimes opening, sometimes closing, sometimes opening, the divine recedes its attention. You must know that. The attention is receded back, and if it is done many a times, the divine doesn't bother. So it is you who has to achieve that state, and all of us can achieve that state of Nirvikalpa. In that, there is just progression. After Nirvikalpa, you cannot come down. If somebody is still going up and down, he should know he is still not up to the point, and he should face up to himself and tell himself or herself that no, I have to be into Nirvikalpa, where I do not come down. The people who are not in the Nirvikalpa state are not going to be saved. I am very sorry to say that. They are not going to be saved. They will be punished. May not be in the same way those who are not realized souls, but they will not occupy the seats in the realm of God Almighty. At least you must reach the state of Nirvikalpa. Do not blame any circumstance. Do not blame your father, mother, brother, atmosphere, this, that. There's no need to blame anyone. Because somebody came, we were influenced. What is the matter with you? I am here. You are not influenced by me. How are you influenced by somebody who is so stupid, obviously, so dominating? That means, what is your level? So tomorrow I've decided to tell you how to be at the state of Nirvikalpa. As I said, we can approach mentally. But mentally, if I say you take this medicine and you do not take the medicine, that is just a mental thing. The medicine is kept on the cupboard. You are just the same. And then you say, Mother, yes, we listened to your lecture. So the keynote of tomorrow's puja, as I have decided, that you have to be at the Nirvikalpa state. We can say this Sahasra day is a very big day, because I never threw such an ultimatum before. Because now we are established as Vishwadharma, as the universal religion. We are not like other religions where after the death of the incarnations people started the religion and did whatever they wanted to do with that. In our living time, we are going to make ourselves that instrument which will represent the Vishwadharma.
So we'll just continue now in our meditation. After those quite strong words of Srimataji, saying you must reach Nirvikalpa, that's quite a challenge. And we can spend our meditation time now in doing that. Being in that state beyond limitations of time, space, and consciousness, with no thought forms. So we need to separate ourselves from our environment, from the people around us, from our jobs, our family, our name, our history, our past, our habits, our conditionings, the likes and don't likes, with our attention at Sahasrara. And as Srimataji said, we allow the Brahmarandra, the little hole at the top of the head, to open, so the blessings can pour in and the Kundalini can stream out. Every one of us deserves this moment, because a few people in Sahaja Yoga think they haven't reached some state where they don't deserve this, but of course we all do. So in your own ways you can bring your attention up the spine and up into the Sahasrara and above the Sahasrara. And just be in this silence, which I'll stop chattering, so there's silence, and see how you react to it. And remember, we can say to these thoughts that they come to us, not this, not this. Something else we can do is ask the question, what's my next thought going to be? And just so we can remind ourselves that Shrimataji mentioned there's a gap between each thought, as one falls down and fades away, another one comes up. But between the two there's a space. And that space we need to enter into and enlarge. So maybe we're finding that it's quite difficult to keep our attention in Sahasrara for more than some few seconds sometimes. Some will be able to do it longer, some shorter. So again, over and over again, we just have to bring our attention back to the Sahasrara and to going above the Sahasrara. And if it helps strengthen our attention, we can run it down the spine, through the base of the spine, through the Muladhara, into the earth, down into the earth, deep into the earth, to connect us with the earth, and then back up through the Muladhara, up along through all the chakras of the spine, up to the top of the head and out. So just another time we ask ourselves, where is my attention? Bring it back to the Sahasrara, and then we can just disappear. So we're in no time, in no particular place. We're doing nothing. We are just aware of being. We are not our body. That's in change all the time. We are not our mind, which is busy and always in motion. We're not our thoughts, we're not our emotions, we're not our conditionings, which hold us to narrow limitations. We are not our beliefs. And in this silence of being nothing, we are giving moments to our spirit to emerge in us, to flow to us, to speak to us, to be us, and for us to be the spirit. Sri Mataji talked about how we are like drops falling into the ocean and becoming the ocean. And this silence is what the ocean is also. In this silence, our vibrations flow. The Param Chaitanya flow. Divine energy flows. Divine intelligence flows in us. It does not need words. So again, in these final moments, be strong. Be strong and vigilant against our thoughts that will continue to grab our attention. So we have to move in two directions, to go into the deepest part of ourselves and to let this pure energy flow upwards. So that flows up as we also go to the deepest part of ourselves, where there's the silence.
साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति श्री कल्की साक्षात श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
So we can raise our Kundalini and put ourselves in Bandhan now. So that brings us to the end of this very pleasant evening. Thank you for joining me. I hope we've been able to reach a few magic moments of Nirvikalpa and make that longer and more beautiful whenever we tried. And no, let's not use the word try, whenever we meditate, to get into that state of real thoughtless awareness. So we'll bring the meeting to an end. Jai Shri Mataji, and I hope you all have a lovely evening. Good night.